Well, welcome. Welcome to Unity of Charlotte, where our mission is to nurture a deep and mature experience of God through the practice of unity principles. And simply put, we are here to love, grow, and serve. And I'm Reverend Pat Dre, and I'm delighted to be here and really delighted that you all are with us. Those of you in the sanctuary, which is a wonderful place to be, and those of you joining us on Zoom, we are happy to have you. And if you want a real treat, come on in on a Sunday morning and you will know unity in a whole new way. And you can even wear your pajamas. So that would be all right with us. Let us start this wonderful service today by sharing our statement of oneness, which is really the heart of unity. So join with me in saying, there is one presence and one power in my life and the universe, God the good, omnipotent. And take a breath and relax in place. Get real comfortable in your chair. And relax your whole body and take a couple of deep breaths and release them. Our prayer today from the Daily Word is gratitude. Gratitude is my natural state of mind. What a joy it is to feel gratitude rising from my heart and filling my mind. Feeling grateful makes me aware of the all-encompassing presence of God, including the divine within. When I live from my spiritual nature, gratitude becomes the song of my heart. I don't need to wait for a reason to feel grateful when I live with an attitude of gratitude. I find the good in every situation, the blessing that can come from any adversity, and the presence of God in every aspect of life. Practicing gratitude opens my eyes to the blessings that are present and open in my heart to receive even more. I give thanks for an unlimited world, blissful peace, and perfect wholeness. Let us come into his presence with thanksgiving. Let us make a joyful noise to him with songs of praise. Psalm 95:2. Thank you for being with us this morning on this beautiful morning. We're starting to experience fall-like weather in the Carolinas, which is like midsummer every place else. But we love it, and that's why we love being here, and we're grateful to live where we do. On our normal Sundays, we have a wonderful program for children and teens. We're so pleased that we've been able to start up our children's church again. So for everybody that has children in their life, feel free to bring them with you on Sundays to experience our children's program. And for our announcements of things that are happening here at Unity of Charlotte, the Unity's men's group meets in person at the church on the 2nd and 4th Wednesdays of the month, and that is from 9:30 to 11. The Course in Miracles meets on Thursdays at 9:30 a.m. And if anybody you know needs prayer, please you go to our website and request prayer, and also reach out to the Unity website, the Unity, Silent Unity at 1-800-NOW-PRAY. We also have a meditation group that meets the 2nd and 4th Tuesdays at 7:15, and it's a wonderful meditation that lasts about 45 minutes. And we have Dialogue as Service, which is a marvelous class on Wednesdays from 1 p.m. to 2:30. So please, if you're interested in joining that group, contact Barbara Rolfe. All of the information about all of our events are at our website. And now it is my pleasure to introduce Reverend Robin Volker, whom you all know, or most of you do, because she has been a steady supporter of Unity of Charlotte, and she teaches marvelous classes that will lift your life. Even if it's in the perfect place right now, you will get lifted to new heights. And I speak from personal experience.
Reverend Pat, thank you. Thank you for that great introduction. And one of the treasures of the last 2 years is getting to know you and developing our friendship. So I'm grateful. And good morning, Unity of Charlotte. I'm so happy to be with you once again. Today, I'm talking about daily practices of a mystic. And we're going to touch on miracles, angels, forgiveness, and meditation. So let's start with miracles. Remember the commercial for V8 where the woman hits her forehead and says, I could have had a V8. I see memes of that still circulating around the internet. It's a dramatic expression of the lack of satisfaction. I got this in my life and I could have had this. Well, I could have had a miracle. That's what I want you to think this morning. Wow, I could have had a miracle. I could have had a miracle, except I didn't believe it was possible. Maybe. But mystics believe in miracles. Do you really believe that God can do anything? A Course in Miracles teaches us there is no order of difficulty in miracles. No problem too big or too complex for God to solve. Miracles are merely a shift in perception. The more that we align with Spirit, the easier it is to manifest the seeming miraculous. I want to ask you a question. Do you believe that you are worthy of miracles? Is it arrogant to ask for and expect them? I don't think so. Miracles are possible not because we earn them or even because of anything we do. Miracles are possible because of our first unity principle. There is only one power and one presence active in the universe and in my life, God, the good omnipotence. We don't cause miracles to happen. We allow miracles to happen. Miracles are the natural way that things are supposed to unfold. And we just make way for them. We must make way for them. As mystics that are armed with miracle consciousness, we are to be humble yet self-confident. We're to be open and receptive. And there's no limit to what we can do. Jesus taught the Father and I are one. And what this ultimately means is that our relationship with ourselves is similar to our relationship with God. Have you ever thought about that? That if you happen to like yourself, you're probably going to like your image of God. And if you like God, you're probably going to like yourself. The only real problem that we have in life is that we have forgotten who we really are. We've really forgotten our divinity. And that has caused us to lose our miracle-making power. Moses had to be willing to receive the power of God to part the Red Sea. Jesus had to be willing to receive the power of God to perform the miracles that he did. Buddha had to be willing to receive enlightenment. Are you willing to receive the power within you to do great things? So how do we get to a miracle? First, we must set our intention for a miracle. We must expect a miracle. And in order to expect that miracle, we have to stop blaming and shaming and complaining. And we have to lessen our resistance to the miracle coming through. And out of all that, the most important part is to be open and receptive. If we ask God to heal our bodies, then we must be open and receptive to changes in our lifestyle. If we want to heal our addictions, then we need to be open and receptive to letting go of what we think we can't live without. We can ask Spirit for anything, but we must make space within for that which we desire. We must be our own divine intercessor. No one can do the work for us. The second practice of mystics is to use angel guides. Exactly what are angels? Angels are thoughts of God, thoughts of love that are sent to us, thoughts from God that are sent on wings to support us in our life. They are very real messengers, and they are here to help us with enjoy peace and joy. Marianne Williamson taught her daughter this bedtime prayer, and I really love it. You may have heard it. 4 corners round my bed, 4 angels round my head, 1 to watch and 2 to pray and 1 to chase bad things away. Now, it might sound as if I am praying to something outside myself if I say that prayer. But what we know as mystics, angels really don't live someplace else. God really doesn't exist someplace else. As mystics, we learn that all spiritual phenomena is right inside of us. And when we call on angels, we're calling on a higher expression of truth into whatever circumstance or situation we're dealing with. Think of angels as spiritual mentors that lift you higher, lift you up out of the muck and the mire of life. And we are each angels as well. If I could have found my bell this morning, I would ring it right here. Ding, 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 ding. Another angel just got her wings. You have wings. Your wings are the divine potential within you. Have you forgotten your divinity? Turn to an angel, turn to a neighbor and say, you are such an angel. Right now, turn to a neighbor and say, you are such an angel. And if you are alone this morning, then just touch your hand on your heart space and say, I am an angel. Yes, we are angels, and we must show up as angels in full regalia, not waiting for everything to get perfect in our lives. I'll act like a spiritual mentor, a spiritual angel when I get everything straightened out in my life. No, we can't wait. We have to don our angel wings today and exhibit the divinity within us no matter what the circumstances. No matter what, the heartbreak or the bankruptcy or the abuse or the addiction, no matter what. This morning, we can open to that butterfly emerging within us, that new thought of our identity as divine, and allow that butterfly to fly over the battlefields of scars and poor decisions in our past, our wounds, and to fly high over and above all of those difficulties that we have experienced. It's not always easy to live from our angel self. Abraham Lincoln didn't find it easy. Nelson Mandela didn't find it easy. Susan B. Anthony, Mahatma Gandhi, Dr. Martin Luther King. They lived from a greatness that was not predetermined. They grew into their greatness by making choices and taking steps that aligned with a higher thought. It's not always easy to wear angel's wings. Let's pray again. 4 corners round my bed, 4 angels round my head, 1 to watch and 2 to pray, and 1 to chase bad things away. Let's spiritualize that. 1 angel to watch. May Spirit watch and guard my thoughts. Guard the door to my mind. 2 to pray. May I always be connected to Source. And may I have a backup angel just in case the power goes out. And an angel to chase bad thoughts away. May Spirit chase from my mind all negative thinking and help me see from the vantage point that all is good. The third practice of a mystic is forgiveness. Mystics need to carry forgiveness in their toolkit. As creations of God, we've been given free will, so we can use our minds and hearts to either embrace forgiveness or judgment. We can hold the thought of forgiveness or we can hold the thought of judgment. We can't hold the two at the same time. Let's think about the story of Cinderella. Remember Cinderella's fairy godmother? She didn't show up and say, Cinderella, that stepmother of yours is a piece of work and we're going to show her. No, she didn't do that. What do you think would have happened to the fairy godmother's mystical powers if she had shown up and said those things? She couldn't even afford to think them. She would not have been able to have tapped into her inner power if she had been in judgment about the stepmom and the stepsisters. Now, it's obvious that the fairy godmother knew that Cinderella was in trouble and being abused and having to endure this uncomfortable situation, or she wouldn't have shown up in the first place, right? So clearly, she thought the situation needed some magical intervention. But the fairy godmother was too wise to take sides and to get into judgment. She simply kept embracing what Cinderella was capable of. Metaphysically, all these characters live inside of us. And at times we have a mean stepmother who comes out and beats us over the head and demands that we do this or do that, or we have stepsister thoughts that berate us and shame us and make us feel less than. But we also, thank God, have a fairy godmother archetype within us that embraces happy thoughts and richer outcomes. It can be very hard to love people who don't love us, but you are a mystic. And so you can love beyond the circumstances that you see. You don't have to wait for someone to love you and care for you before you can love and care for them. And you love and care for others, not because of what they do, but because of who they are. They are divine and holy children of God. And your job is to love them until they can remember how to love themselves. Now you can stay focused on your perception of reality. He said, she said, he didn't, she didn't. You can make that be your focus. But please know that the realm of spirit does not play at that level. The drama story is a much lower vibration than the energy of God. Miracles cannot manifest at the level of blame and shame and judgment. If you want to use your fairy godmother powers, you must forgive. Forgive everything. Forgive it all. Remember, we are of one mind, all spiritually connected to all people and all things. And when you think, what you think and what you do is going to eventually return into your life. If you can't get to forgiveness, you can pray this simple prayer. Dear God, I have judgments and resentments. Help me reach a higher thought. I am open and receptive. Dear God, I have judgments and resentments. Who can't pray that every day? Help me reach a higher thought. I am open and receptive. Here's one thing I've learned in my study. Every situation is ultimately a lesson in forgiveness. Every situation. Forgiveness is our decision to see beyond the appearance of what shows up. It was the great Einstein who said, you cannot solve a problem at the level of thinking that created it. And forgiveness is the magic formula to reach a higher mind. It's how you transform your evil stepmom archetype and turn your pumpkin resentments into golden carriages. I want to hear about your progress. So finally, let's look at the mystic's practice of meditation. When we align with our true nature, with the Christ within, then our world is one of beauty and peace and joy and song and friendship and love. Think about Snow White. Did you wake up this morning feeling that joy and peace and song and beauty that Snow White woke up to? Did your world look wonderful? Did you awaken proclaiming, I love my life? You see, we live in an inside-out universe. You know this. And we create the peace and beauty that we seek inside ourselves. The world out there cannot change until we change inside. Because peace and joy don't come from the world. They're an inside job. And if you believe that, I mean, truly believe that, then save your energy and stop trying to rearrange what's happening outside of you and do your work on the inside. Tap in to that peace and joy with the mystic's tool of meditation. In our minds, we can go from the raging wildness of the world in one moment to sweet quietness with a connection with God in another moment. We can be lost in insanity or centered by one breath. The Buddhists say, don't just do something, sit there. Meditation harmonizes our minds, it alkalizes our souls, and it transforms us at depth. A moment of sacred silence is a reset button. So today, you can stop in the name of love. Stop any craziness in your life with a regular routine of just a few minutes of meditation. And the more we practice, the more the universe responds with harmonic vibration for our lives. The more we return to that space of the Garden of Eden. If we truly want the peace and the joy in our lives, then we will make sure that we have space for our meditation. Imagine with me the results of one 24-hour period where every single person on the planet was totally and completely quiet. Just imagine that with me. What if everyone could just take a minute and the entire planet and everyone be still and quiet? I remember the silence in the hours after 9/11 when no planes flew in the skies, and it felt like the whole world was muted. Now that was caused by grief and fear. What I'm talking about is just as tangible, but it would be created out of peace and love. A Course in Miracles says if you connect with Spirit for only 5 minutes, that 1,000 souls are saved. 5 minutes. 5 minutes can create a huge shift for the entire planet. We're mystics. You want to practice with me? Let's do that. Let's turn within and sit together with the intention of bringing forth into our minds a higher thought of Spirit into our lives. So just find that comfortable place. Follow your breath. Be still and calm. Perhaps notice the sounds in the room around you. Embrace them. They're not distractions. They simply exist. And if you are someplace where you feel safe and comfortable, close your eyes. With every breath, just allow yourself to relax more. Gently breathe in and out through your nose. Don't try to change the pace of your breathing. Just continue with what feels comfortable for you. And let's take 3 breaths together, in and out. From this deep connection with Spirit, we begin by setting an intention to expect seemingly miraculous things to fall into alignment in our lives. We become open and receptive. Open and receptive to outworkings beyond what we can understand, what we might have put together based on circumstances. God, I don't know, but I know you know, and I trust that knowing. Because we can trust in an energy that is greater than our understanding, we can expect miracles. Follow your breath and allow that to land in your consciousness. From this place of being open and receptive, we call on angel thoughts, higher thoughts of God that appear in our lives as winged messengers to tell us to slow down or turn right or call someone or pray for someone or make this investment or hug this person or write that letter or send that email. We trust our angel thoughts. We trust our intuition. Spirit divine speaking to us by those entities of energy that bring us peace and love. Follow your breath and allow the idea of higher angel thoughts to land in your consciousness. And anything in our lives that is not at the highest vibration of spirit that we can imagine, we allow to fall away. Whatever injustice, whatever dysfunction, whatever disease, whatever hurt or resentment or judgment we might have, we offer it to the altar of love and say, I forgive. I forgive completely. I forgive totally. I forgive it all. I don't have to understand it. I don't have to forget it, but I forgive it. I offer any sense of woundedness to the great healer. I no longer have to carry it. I no longer have to right the wrong. I'm not going to let unforgiveness stand in my way of being a powerful mystic in my world. Follow your breath and allow that thought to land in your consciousness. Feeling this divine connection with spirit, we allow ourselves to now recognize that I and the Father are one. As we sit again for a few breaths of quiet stillness, embrace the idea of oneness with Creator God. We dedicate and consecrate this time that we have spent in the awareness and consciousness of spirit to the healing of ourselves and of our planet. We begin to return to this time and space, feeling blessed, restored, renewed, reconnected. And for this, we are truly grateful. With this breath, we allow it to be. And so it is. When we align our minds and hearts with God, the great designer, we know for sure that we will create less problems and difficulties in our lives. And when those challenges do occur, let us remember that we are mystics. And through our daily practices, we already know what to do. Isn't that a great comfort? We already know what to do when life throws us a curveball. We're going to expect miracles. We're going to call on angel thoughts, forgive lavishly, and practice healing the planet 5 minutes at a time. My next Unity class is Foundations of Unity. It begins on September the 13th. I'll have a flyer for Unity of Charlotte's newsletter by next week. And I hope you'll consider joining me for this 6-week exploration. It'll be fun and enriching. It is always my pleasure to be a part of Unity of Charlotte's service. I have truly been blessed and have grown so much from sharing with you. I love you. I bless you. Namaste.
What a beautiful.
You're on.
Okay. What a beautiful and powerful message, Reverend Robin. Thank you so much for that. And I'm reminded of so many beautiful ideas to remember to turn from blaming, shaming, and explaining, and to be open and receptive to the angel thoughts. What a nice idea that we have now to live today in anticipation of a miracle and to truly live in our spiritual greatness. Thank you. Thank you, Reverend Robin. Great.
Namaste.
It is now time for our offertory. And as we've been reminded in this beautiful message, there is no giving and receiving. There is circulation. Even as we circulate forgiveness, we also circulate prosperity. And that is what our offertory reminds us. living in the circulation of the divine. And so, thank you for your generosity to Unity of Charlotte and to the sources of your spiritual support. And we will now move to our choir with the song, Let Me Be There. We'll do a prosperity blessing first. I'm so carried away by prosperity right now. Prosperity blessing, joyously, I give this gift, knowing the divine presence blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. Thank you, God. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well.